This video describes how the TrackDrive file to API poster works. It really isn't anything related to TrackDrive. I had designed this so that if someone, a buyer of yours, wants you to, you want to get the updated conversion stats from their system, like on a rev share offer, but they don't have the ability to actually post back to TrackDrive. I designed this so that you could take their data from reporting and get the caller ID or the UUID and the amount of revenue you're going to make and post that data into TrackDrive, so you didn't have to go update that all manually. So it's a pretty cool system. So, but it can be used for anything. If you want to post leads into a third-party system or whatever, and you need to go from a file to API calls, you can do so. So I'm going to show you how it works here. So I'm going to choose my dummy file here. So I have this example test file that's basically has these columns with these values in it. I intentionally leave some blank because it shouldn't make that pair. So this is going to take all the column heading and make a pair in either the query string for post URL and get, or for the body. For the post body, it'll make the pairs just like it was in the URL, but those combinations go in the body of the post. And then of course we handle XML and JSON formatting as well. And we did even handle the nested format here. So in a URL, if you did a value name bracket nether, or field name bracket nether field name, this is an array. So the post call token is an array, and I'm going to send consumer enrolled values and consumer happy values over. So just to playing around here. But this will make this properly in the XML and the JSON. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put in a URL here. I've been playing around a bit, so I'll just grab this one. So what this would do, this URL here, is it's going to, if you have anything in the URL that's in square brackets, that's our token replacement signal, it's going to say, all right, take that value, put it in the URL right here in widget 1, or sorry, gadget 1 right here, and then the rest of the stuff will go. Then the other ones will be used as pairs. So widget equals widget 1, first name equals first name 1. That will all make it over into the query string build. Now what the code actually does is it builds up the query string as if it's going to go in the query string like you would have with the post URL and a get. And why I'm at it here, just so you understand the pieces of a URL, for those that have never even understood what all this means. The first part of a URL up to the question mark is the path part of the URL. While the question mark then begins the query string, the first field follows the query string with an equal sign and the first field's value, and then between every field and value pair there's an ampersand. See, and here's another field. So here's another field called auth password equals, and its value is EZ11AA. So now that you're smart about what a URL is made of, the path and the query string, you can understand what we're doing here. So in a post URL, all the fields would just be in the URL. Where in a post body, all the fields that you want in the URL will be up here. The rest of them would appear in the body as just pairs, just like they would in a URL like this. Auth ID equals AB. The fields that we do in the body would just get paired up in the body of the message. Now posting XML and JSON, same thing. The URL will have what it has up here. It'll make the rest of the value pairs into a query string, and then it just runs an XML conversion or JSON conversion. Again, it will handle nested arrays. So I'd have an array called post call tokens with values inside of it called consumer enrolled, consumer happy inside that array. Okay, so then the only thing else you have to do is pick the delay. To post stuff to TrackDrive, we don't rate limit you, so you can just jam out a whole file with no delay between API calls. But you might run into some systems like, hey, you're going too fast, and they start ignoring those API calls. So you can randomly tell it to wait between 1 and 5 seconds between calls, just so we don't overwhelm that server and it starts rejecting your API calls either by rate limit or by them just not being able to handle calls so fast. Okay, so I'm going to press the go button here, and are you sure? Yes. It's going to go ahead and process. Of course, all of them are going to fail because I'm going to example.com and it's not responding to me very well. But when you click the download the log here, I'll go ahead and open that for you so you can see no matter what format you pick, it's going to process one line at a time and show you what it built up. So here, the date when I ran it, the post URL was this, and you can see that it replace the UUID with the 1, and gadget 1 where gadget was, and then question mark, and then the rest of the stuff I had in the query string, but you can see it started building, and widget equals widget 1, and first name equals first name 1, all the way through the end. Of course, we're going to get an error. It shows you what the values were on the row, and then the response. And of course, example.com is responding, this is no good. So this is what you'll see, but it will show you all the stuff we put together for you, and the response from the server on each one. This will give you a visual of which ones responded with failure. But you'll be able to get the log to know that what happened on the updates, and you can use this utility for any reason you see fit. Thank you for your time.